think you've got women figured out, get ready to have some of your biggest assumptions challenged. For a long time, we've been fed a picture of female psychology that's often misleading or just plain wrong. Tonight, we're revealing 7 science-backed truths about the female mind that many people don't see. These aren't just fun facts. They're insights that can change how you understand everything from communication to connection. So forget what you think you know. Let's get into it. Their intuition can be a cognitive edge. You've definitely heard of a woman's intuition. It's not magic, it's a way of thinking. Some research suggests that women's brains are wired in a way that encourages communication between analytical and emotional processing centers. This means women may be more inclined to use holistic thinking, integrating gut feelings and bodily signals to read a room or a social situation. Think about it. That gut feeling she has isn't totally random. Her brain may be picking up on subtle nonverbal cues and shifts in tone that others miss. So when she says she has a bad feeling about a situation, it's not just a mood, it's a form of high-speed data processing. It often pays to listen. They tend to have higher emotional intelligence. It's a topic of much discussion, and many studies suggest that women, on average, score higher on certain measures of emotional intelligence, or EI. While the differences are often small to moderate, with plenty of overlap between men and women, tests of emotional intelligence consistently find that women have a slight edge in perceiving and understanding emotions. This isn't just about being in touch with feelings. It's a valuable skill for social connection. This tendency can be a key reason women often excel at building rapport and navigating tense situations. It's the ability to sense the unspoken disappointment in a friend's voice or smooth over a tense meeting. In contrast, some men might shift from sensing an emotion to immediately trying to fix it, which can sometimes come across as dismissive. This difference can explain a lot about the dynamics in male-female interactions. They are often more sensitive to emotional and physical cues. Neuroimaging studies indicate that women's brains, on average, show more activity in response to negative emotional stimuli. This heightened sensitivity can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, this sensitivity can be crucial for attunement in relationships, like sensing a partner's stress or a child's needs. On the other hand, this may be one piece of the puzzle explaining why women have a higher prevalence of anxiety and depression, though social factors like cultural stressors also play a huge role. This isn't a weakness, but an adaptive trade-off. This biological and social reality can shape everything from decision-making to how they experience the world. They often have a slight edge in reading nonverbal cues. This next fact supports a lot of what we've already covered. On average, studies have repeatedly shown that women tend to be slightly more accurate in recognizing emotions from facial expressions and tone of voice. This skill is fundamental to social awareness and is a huge part of what we often label intuition. For example, a woman might be more likely to notice a flicker of doubt on someone's face that others miss. This allows for quicker rapport building and more effective problem-solving in social settings. Think of it as a finely tuned social radar that's constantly scanning and interpreting the world. They tend to remember emotional events more vividly. Ever wonder why she remembers the exact words from an argument you had years ago? There may be a scientific reason for that. Research suggests women often encode and recall emotional memories with greater intensity and detail than men. This can be amplified by a tendency to ruminate or repetitively think about past events, which can solidify emotional learning. This is a powerful tool for connection, but it can also create a vulnerability to conditions like PTSD and depression. Small gestures and words can have a lasting impact, for better or worse. So remember, she may not just recall what you said. She may recall the full emotional texture of the moment. Their social goals often prioritize relationship maintenance. Now, is this next point nature or nurture? Research suggests socialization and gender roles play a huge part here. In many cultures, women are socialized to prioritize relationship maintenance and group cohesion. In situations of conflict, this means women may be more likely to favor strategies that preserve the relationship rather than going for a win-at-all-costs approach. This isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about seeing the problem through a relational lens, where keeping the connection strong is part of the solution. This can explain why, in a relationship, a woman might be more focused on talking things through. For her, the silence after an unresolved argument can feel more threatening than the fight itself, as it can signal a damaged connection. Hormones dynamically influence their cognition. Finally, we can't ignore biology, specifically hormones. It's not a stereotype, it's a complex reality. Hormones like estrogen and oxytocin play a role in shaping female cognition, mood, and social sensitivity. These biological rhythms can contribute to fluctuations in emotion and thinking throughout the month and over a lifetime. For example, some research suggests that fluctuating estrogen levels can impact learning by affecting the brain's dopamine-driven reward signals. Of course, these effects are complex and vary from person to person. This isn't an excuse for behavior, but rather a biological context that is too often ignored. Acknowledging these hormonal influences is part of understanding the complete picture of the female experience. So, there you have it. 7 psychological insights that show the female experience is far more complex and nuanced than many people realize. From a brain inclined toward intuition to a memory that holds on to deep emotional detail, these are not quirks, they are powerful cognitive tendencies. Of course, and this is the most important part, these are general patterns, not rules. Socialization, personality, and individual life experiences play a massive role. But by understanding these common psychological undercurrents, you can gain a much richer perspective in all your interactions.